that? What does that mean? And so let's get started. So, character traits. When you read a story, you're going to watch the characters as if they were real people. So, you're going to think about some of the things that they're saying, some of the things they're doing, some of the things you're seeing. What do they look like? How are they described? Some of those descriptive words could be adventurous if we were talking about an astronaut, greedy if we were talking about someone that just couldn't stop taking from the bank, unhappy if the character was sad all the time and just we could tell by looking, the way they're looking. Aggressive, the dog is very aggressive because he wants to attack. He's very angry. Fearful, that's just a character trait that would describe the gingerbread man because he's running away. So to be able to identify character traits, you're going to think about the following. What does the character say and do? So what are they talking about? What actions are they doing? What does the character think? So if they are sharing their thoughts throughout the story, and how do they feel if they're talking about their emotions? How does the character look? So how do they look appearance-wise and emotionally? And what do other characters think about the character? So are other characters in the story interacting with the character? Are they talking about the character? And so those are all important things to remember when we're identifying the character traits. So you are going to use an organizer while you read. It's going to have the name of the character. It's going to have what does the character say and do? What does the character think and feel? How does the character look? What do the other characters think about the character? And how does the character make you feel? You're going to use all this information, so your evidence and an inference, which is your book and the brain, to name a character trait. So another couple of examples of a character trait are sneaky and intelligent. What clues can we use, even if we were just looking at this picture of this girl? I see, she's not talking, right? But I see her observing through a magnifying glass. We don't really know how she thinks or she feels. I could infer that she might feel curious. How does the character look? She's dressed in a graduation cap, right? She has a dress in her graduation cap. We don't know what other characters feel about her, right? And she makes me feel like she's smart. She looks like she's studying a lot, and she has her graduation cap, which means she's done with school. So I would use the word intelligent to describe her. And then if I was going to do another possible character trait, I might pick the word neat. She has nice dress shoes on and a nice dress, and her hair's fixed nice, so she might be neat. So here is where we're going to put it into action. This is just an example because you are going to be using the story that we read together in Read Aloud, which is called Destiny's Gift. But our goal is to be able to identify a character trait for Babushka. And so Babushka is this woman right here. So take a minute to pause, or you can listen to me read. And we're going to try to figure out the answers to those questions for Babushka. So be thinking about, what is she saying and doing? What is she feeling? How does she look? How are other characters thinking about her? And how does the character make you feel? So, once upon a time, in a small village in Russia, there lived a woman called Babushka. Babushka was very house proud. She had the tidiest house in the village and the most beautiful garden. She was always cooking and cleaning, scrubbing and sweeping, polishing and painting. All the villagers were out in the square talking about a bright new star that had just appeared in the sky. Everyone was very excited about the star because it brought great news. But Babushka didn't notice the dazzling star. She was far too busy cleaning her house. So let's start. What does the character say and what does she do? Well, let's see. What does she say and what does she do? She was always cleaning and she doesn't even notice the dad. So let's find out where our evidence says that. So in my text, it says right here, she was always cooking, cleaning, and it also says that she didn't even notice that a star had appeared. Now we're going to think about, what does the character think and feel? Well, it says that she was very proud of her house. How does the character look? So we do have an illustration that we could look at, but let's think of some of those words that we could use to describe her, those adjectives. So take a second to think. She's very clean and neat, right? We know she's always cleaning her house and she's a very clean person. What do the other characters think about her? So let's think about that for a second. She had the tidiest house and the most beautiful garden, right? The author let us know that. And then this is, how did she make you feel? She made me feel I liked her a lot. And she seemed like a nice lady. She seemed like she is, it's very important for her to keep her house straight. And so that's how she made me feel. She might have made you feel a different way. So a character trait for Babushka would be that she is clean and also a very hard worker. So character traits are descriptive adjectives, those words that we use to describe. We can describe characters using character traits that tell us specific qualities or things of the character. And an author may put the character traits right out there. They might, talk about an evil villain or a protective police officer. But the other times we're going to have to use those inferences, and we're going to have to use all that evidence of what they're saying and doing and thinking and feeling and how do they look to figure out those character traits on our own. So a character trait, they're going to help us understand why characters speak and act the way they do. They're going to help us understand the characters, what they're thinking or why they're thinking that way. They're going to help us understand a character's relationships with other characters. So once we know their character traits, we can understand why they're always mad at that friend in the story or why they are not treating their mom so nice in the story. And they also can help us predict what a character might do next. So if we identified this villain as evil, we know that he's probably going to do something not so nice, right? So to identify a character trait, think about the following one last time. What does a character say and do? So what is their dialogue? What are they talking about? And what are their actions? What is the character thinking or feeling? So if they share their thoughts in the story, are they feeling sad? Are they feeling happy? We can look at our illustrations. We can look at the text evidence. How does the character look? That's another thing. We might be talking about their appearance, but we also might be talking about the appearance, their emotion in their face, right? And what do other characters think about the character? So are people happy with her? Are they upset with her? What are they thinking about the other characters? So you are going to complete this organizer with the story that we're reading this week called Destiny's Gift. We're going to do it on the main character. So we're focusing on Destiny. You're going to give me an example of what Destiny says and what does Destiny do. You're going to give me an example of what is Destiny thinking and feeling. You're going to give me, evidence on what Destiny looks like, whether it's her illustration, how's her face looking, or how does she, physically look. What do the other characters think about this character? So how do other people in the story feel about Destiny? How does the character make you feel? So maybe she makes you angry. Maybe something that she's doing upsets you. Maybe something that she's doing makes you proud. So just think about how she makes you feel once you read it. And then you're going to name a character trait. And then you're going to name another possible character trait too. So we're going to use all that information that we have on Destiny to be able to name 2 character traits. So that's your assignment today. Feel free to rewatch this video if you need any help, and good luck.